I'll take a shot at plus 225 post July 4th. I got to set up a Bet Online account. Do they have poker?
That I don't know.
You know, BV does. Why don't we just try that?
Yeah, they definitely do, but
Are you out on that?
they're not in New York.
Yeah. I know. Well, I'm not in New York. You know, I swear, sometimes you just have to just hold Ben Raza's hand through stuff. You know, it's not betting, it's not poker, it's not the stuff that you come to see Ben with, but it's other stuff. It's other
What
stuff.
stuff?
How are you, Ben? I don't know. Community parlays. We hit that last night. You and I built a parlay yesterday on the show. We hit that. Why don't we just at least start with that? All right. I know we had a basketball game played, I should say, last night, and there is actual NBA finals to discuss now, including a second game to look ahead 2 days in advance. But how about the fact, my friend, that you and myself, right, the two of us, and also with the help of the community on a second parlay, but let's just start with the one we hit on the show, which is the one that we built, and you didn't even need to wait until week 1 of the NFL season for that one to cash. That's just using this tool. So, does the tool work? Should I sign up for this tool? Is it worth my time? How many times do we need to build winning parlays, right? I could hit you with 16 solo plays a day, but you wouldn't give a shit out there because you want parlays. We're giving you parlays, the least you can do, and I'm going to hit you on the head with it right now because, my God, we hit another 2 on the same show. Least you can do beyond the thumbs up, subscribe, Ben, out there, is they can set themselves up for a free week as we continue to give back to the community.
Oh, no doubt. It's not even just a free, listen, it's not come get a free week. It's, you could try it out for a free week and then you can set yourself up for a long time because this works. We've seen it. We're doing some really good things here. And it's nice when it connects. You are the WNBA Whisperer. The links, well done by you. Well done by the community. And yeah, man, I mean, I'm really excited to get back into it. I do want to get your thoughts on what we saw. It's not over. It's game 1, but the Nuggets look real good. And Miami's going to have to adjust. They shot 2 free throws last night. Never seen that before.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter, somebody put out, it was one of these Heat accounts, right? Like one of these stupid Heat accounts saying, well, Martin's not going to go 1 for 50 again, and Strus isn't going to go 0 for 9. I don't know that. I legit don't know that at all. We talked about this coming into that game last night, Ben, because Caleb Martin under was one of our top plays on the OddsShopper premium tool. Why would anybody just give a benefit of the doubt because a small of the entire season, including the playoffs, a small sample size, you actually got Caleb Martin exceeding expectations. He reverts back to the norm and he gets the benefit of the doubt. Max Strus took about 56 threes last night, missed all of them. What makes them think that Strus is going to walk into a 15 or 16 point game?
I mean, that's the thing that's always a little difficult, and I do this too, is the concept of regression. Things regress all the time, but you don't know when. Like, the guy could go on a hot shooting stretch for 7 games and he'll regress next year. That doesn't really help us. But you kind of have to just say, I got to take this at face value. And we've talked on this very show how scary it was to fade a guy like Caleb Martin the way he was playing. And it doesn't mean, oh, look, we nailed it. It just shows that, again, the market is the market. And that was fortunately a no-brainer last night, a sweat-free bet, basically. He really didn't get going and never found it. But the Nuggets, they did not start. I think one thing we could put to bed, it once again proves that not all the time when you're off for a lot do you come out rusty. The Nuggets came out and they looked just fine.
Look, the guys who were rusty, and this is where you brought this up, so I'll bring this back. We'll look at some plays, early plays. I don't know how eager Ben is to jump in on play. I already jumped in on playing the 5-5. In fact, I made a verbal deal with you, and you didn't even know this ahead of time. But on my 5-5 today, my deal with you was I will no longer bring up week 1 NFL odds as far as plays that we have on the OddsShopper premium tool, but I will bring up an NBA play 2 days in advance. So that was kind of meeting me half. Okay.
That's fair. Because it's the NBA finals. I respect
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. I figured you would now I didn't even consult you on that. I lied to the people and said that I did, but
I think that's fair.
But you made the point about Tyler Hero, and when Hero comes back, how emphatic Miami may be just to get and shovel the ball at Hero and say, do something. Look, the guys who didn't show up last night are guys that you normally aren't relying on, that you don't expect to rely. Max Strus and Caleb Martin are certainly guys that you're not relying upon to win you series. So Denver, full control. Miami's going to have to bounce back, but you're talking about guys that normally aren't there in positions to either bounce back or exceed. So this is going to be tight for Miami right now. And yeah, I see that Hero is desperately trying to get back as soon as humanly possible.
They need him. Yeah, because that's the problem. If you don't have guys on Miami exceeding expectations, you can forget it. Because I don't know who in the world, if you think that if both teams play to their actual peaks, that Miami has a chance, you're out of your mind. Miami has to exceed expectations, and they've done that for a long time. They're getting more value out of the Vincents and Struces and Duncan Robinsons of the world when, let's be real, the talent on Denver is just better. So if you're going to tell me that Miami's guys are not going to be able to overachieve, they're going to have a lot of problems because Denver just has, I mean, you saw it last night, a guy like Aaron Gordon, who no one thinks, oh, we got to worry about Aaron Gordon. In the first quarter of that game, he took over the game. I mean, he was a serious problem for them, and that's just, it's going to be rough. But you know what? Miami's got a great coach. And from the betting markets, the Hero thing could be really good for us. That could create some big opportunities to lock down some props.
All right, before I look, it's 2 days in advance. I don't necessarily know what you're expecting out there, but you know what? The beauty of what the OddsShopper premium tool does is find anytime there are props up. That's why we are hanging this Detroit +7 for probably 6 months, is because if there's value on a prop or a side or a total that's out there, our tool's going to find it. Ben knows. Look, you better tell Sean or Al, somebody just to take that down, because I'm going to keep referencing it every single time I'm with you. All right, this is where I think it could get interesting. Last I saw it, and I need to just double check, but last I saw the spread for this series, yeah, it's still +106. Now, this is on FanDuel, so maybe you can find a better number, but Miami +2.5, +106. I'm interested in that if I can get Tyler Hero back in game 2. Tyler Hero is not coming back from a hamstring, Ben Rasa. Tyler Hero is not coming back from missing the last 3 months. Tyler Hero is coming back from a hand injury. There's no minutes restriction. There's no concern about that. If Tyler Hero's out there, Tyler Heroes need to shoot the freaking ball, and that's what's going to be expected of him. It does become a little different of a series at that point, and I think you get him at plus money. That may be interesting at +2.5.
I get it. I don't have a strong take on that. Listen, if you don't win game 2, you got to beat them 4 out of 5. That's going to be really difficult. If they don't win game 2, I think most people think it's going to end in 5. Denver steals 1 in Miami, and then they go back home, and they would have completed. They'd be 11-0 at home in the playoffs in altitude. No one can beat them in that gym. So that's a very, very difficult ask. Now, if you bet +2.5 and you somehow get game 2,
Yeah.
I mean, beyond massive, that the swings in that. So it's really kind of a fine line. You're going to feel pretty terrible if they lose game 2 with a chance, because you hold serve. With all your home games, you'll be okay. But it's going to be tricky to see what exactly Miami can do in Miami. I think that's more what you're drawing to, is just winning the home games.
Yeah, look, I think it's easy to count a team. Look, also, I don't know what they're going to do, what Eric Spoelstra is going to do one-on-one with Bam and Nikola Jokic. I mean, Jokic is just unstoppable.
It's impossible.
And that's what we usually see, right? Like, guys who lead their teams to championships tend to be unstoppable, at the very least that year. Kawhi Leonard was unstoppable that year, right? Like, it's just, it lends itself to winning a championship. So, yeah. Okay, I'll leave you with this, Ben. We'll look at the tool right now and remind everybody, of course, to hit the thumbs up button one more time. Take advantage of that week below. We're going to build more parlays with 2 yesterday there. But it's really hard for me to see Miami winning this series. That's what last night gave. Look, it doesn't mean it can't go 7, doesn't mean it can't, right? Like, it's just really hard at the end of the day to say that Nikola Jokic is getting average a triple-double in the NBA Finals and not win the finals.
I mean, yeah, again, we obviously, there's a million superstars, but there are plenty of guys in the league that if you say, okay, we're going to disproportionately allocate to stop them, you're going to expose yourself to some other things, but you won't be as punished. With Jokic, I don't know what the best scenario is, because if you watch him, if you take him one-on-one, he just scores at will. And if you double, he just literally gives a great shooter a wide open shot.
It's insane.
And I don't know. This is now the second time I've said this today. And you're going to be like, what are you talking about? You know the movie City of God?
Is that the Brazil where they're in Brazil and it's just like this?
Yeah. Great movie. Great movie about the slums of Rio. And the tagline to that movie is, if you stay, the beast eats you. And if you run, the beast catches you. And that's kind of what Jokic reminds me of. Because if you double, you're done. If you single coverage, you could forget it. You're done. And it's just, I don't know what you do about that. He's so effective both ways.
It's like, I'm trying to think of who it would be. I don't even want to go down that line. We got a bunch of stuff to do. So let's look at the NBA at least. I have Gabe Vincent up there. I mean, there are a couple of plays. Michael Porter Jr. is one under 2.5 at plus money on PointsBet, plus 130. We do have a couple of other ones, like Max Strus under 8.5 points. You can try and get ahead of if Tyler Hero is truly back game 2, or simply continuing the trend, which is, hey, Strus is going to struggle in this series. If he's out there getting starter minutes, playing against that Denver backcourt, playing against what Denver has defensively, it's not going to be easy for Max Strus, especially on the road, etc. The Bam one is fantastic. That's the one I jumped on today on my 5 and 5, because we do that on Caesars, Ben. So that's the lone prop that I did jump on ahead of time. Look, I get it. Like Michael Porter Jr. threes under 2.5. That's beating the market. It's a 44% X win. You're getting plus 130 back. So you do have a little narrow margin at plus 125 true odds to where it is at 130. It's a good bet. Don't get me wrong. But this dude jacked up 11 threes in the first game. And you know what? I'm just not going to bet it. It doesn't mean I'm going to take the over because I'm going to get a bad number for that. I'm just not going to bet it. But I am going to get in on that Bam, because I don't think Denver is concerned about stopping Bam Adebayo, because everything else is just going to fall in place and they're that much better than Miami.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Again, you know, really when you have 48, 72 hours, whatever it may be, until the next game, my only priorities are locking things in that I think we won't be able to get as we get closer. And something like the Porter Jr. one, talking about a 2% ROI, I don't particularly love the spot anyway. So if I miss that, I miss it. If it's there right before tip, maybe I play it. The Bam, the Jamal Murray, you mentioned Gabe Vincent over 1.5 rebounds, which is jumping off the page right now. Those are a little more time sensitive to me. And I totally agree. You saw a super aggressive Bam. He took 25 shots in that game. I mean, ridiculous.
And that doesn't stop, right?
he didn't have a single free throw for obvious reasons.
Well,
Uh,
sure.
and that can only help him, but double, great. I mean, 26, 13, and 5. If they weren't just completely outmatched, we'd be talking about Bam so far being the early MVP candidate for Miami. He was the best player on the floor for them.
Exactly. No, you're right. And that would be the only other guy I think that could give Jimmy a run. But of course, they have to win a game, and Jokic has to avoid dropping.
Yeah, 4 games they're going to need to win.
All right, that's it then. You didn't see anything else, right? I mean, baseball, there's some baseball out here. So do you want to do that? Do you want to rip some promos, come back to some home runs? Like, what do you want to do here, my friend?
So again, I think I just want to scan this board a little more. I don't see
Which
a ton
board?
else.
NBA board?
Yeah, just like I just want to highlight, the Nuggets first quarter money line again grades out really well. We saw that be very effective last night. I was on the first half for the Nuggets, and that worked as well. But other than that, I thought it was interesting. Nikola Jokic does not appear at all in the top bets right now. Looking at the market
Makes
is
sense.
it does make sense, right? Everyone is kind of unanimous on where he should be at least lined this far out. So I don't have a ton else to say on NBA, but we can certainly move to the diamond.
Yeah, and Supercoop 30, right? This is an argument that's been had for, he versus Giannis or he versus Embiid, which is just totally silly and all. Like, you don't grab double-digit rebounds by just standing there. You're not a magnet. You don't have some sort of magnet in the ball. So you're able to get position. Like, rebounding is defense by all means. The other part of it is that if he's not individually slowing somebody down and blocking a shot dynamically one-on-one, he's accounting for more offense than anybody else in the NBA, to the point where he doesn't even need to play defense. Like, you could argue that you can take Jokic away from the defensive side and play 5-on-4, and you would still be able to win more than half of your games in the NBA because of what he alone provides on the offensive end. Like, you're guaranteed a bucket. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just crazy.
He stays out of foul trouble. That's his best attribute. Like, he's not
I can't believe that.
Yeah, he's not a liability defensively, and he stays out of foul trouble. It's, but the market does not have interest there. Let's go to baseball. What?
Jorge Soler. We saw that on the chat. Our pal, Tyler Mason, asking Soler home run. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can run. Now, you could also ladder Soler, but you have to reverse ladder Soler. All right. Now, the reverse ladder is working always off of a plus EV play. It doesn't work if your baseline is minus EV. But what you could do is you could run 3 total bases below the home run play. But I think the home run play is absolutely fine. It's worth whatever you put on there, a half unit, quarter unit. 361 is what the market is saying a true fair odds would be for Soler to hit one out. And FanDuel's asking you only 400 on a return, plus 400. So that's insane. I mean, 39 right there, the difference on that with the market gap. So that's a great play. You want to stay on FanDuel. I really like Bassett. I know Bassett earlier, that flipped. So depending on where you are from the jump, I mean, like earlier today, I was on the under, but that's just because it was a great play. So the market changes. It doesn't mean that neither can hit. It just means that right now it's a little tough, but I get it. Coming back, facing his old team, he's probably gassed up a little bit. So there's a little baseball here for some wiggle room. Perdomo's a great one, over a half. Again, I love these type of bets. So Geraldo Perdomo for Arizona, over a half, just one bag. That's it, one freaking bag. Plus 105, true odds are minus 106. So you are crossing through this mythical number.
That's your
mythical number.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, again, it's the easiest illustration. You're getting plus money on something that we say wins more than half the time. Who wouldn't flip a coin for better than even money? It'd be the best bet.
Right. That's great. That's a great way to put it. Okay.
Yeah. Heads, you lose $10. Tails, you win $11. How many times would you want to do that? The answer would be unlimited. And on the flip side, what a negative EV bet is the other way. You pay 11 and you win 10. How many times you want to flip that would be 0. So, yeah, I see it. I have no problem with that. The under K props is always where I kind of start. John Gray, under 6.5 Ks for the Rangers tonight, -126 on FanDuel. True odds of -144. A lot of room there. 6% EV. That's just a strong play. Don't really need to get into it more than that. I think that's one of my favorites in the baseball world.
I agree, man. I absolutely agree. I think you start to look at fading some of these, especially the unders on John Gray is fantastic on FanDuel. That's a great gap too. Reasonable play, -144. You do have some people thinking about, well, should I start using that as a parlay piece? Not that you should. I'm just saying like that number may be a deterrent. -126. Not only is that playable, but you're also seeing the gap there. Speaking of which, I think the Chapman play is by all means fantastic. And we do have a couple where you could look at BetMGM. And that's something that I try to do, right? To say, okay, again, this is not ideal, but this would pop up in the parlay builder, for example, if you just try to take 2 plays, right? But we'll see that, and you can see it right now where we have, 6, 7 plays on our top 10 from BetMGM. So you could look at that Adam Frazier total bases. You can look at the Matt Chapman total bases. Say, all right, what is that together? Let me look at playing those solo, but also putting those together. So you do have that option on top of it.
Oh yeah. Again, the whole concept of a parlay, it's just risk tolerance at that point. If you're taking 2 of the best bets on the board and parlaying them, that's great expected return. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
All right. So
you're all right?
I saw you answer me.
Oh yeah. You looked puzzled for a second.
No, I was reading what you responded to Tyler Mason.
Oh, yeah.
You got his question in there.
Neither
okay,
of them right now. It's all negative ROIs. That could change. Maybe a book will say we're going to move this number, but as it stands right now, no value on the board for either low.
Nope. And again, we're going to have to just keep moving and seeing what we can find by all means. Now, Mike, you have our promos, right? Because I didn't hear from our pal yesterday. So, look, the bat signal's out there. All right. Jay, you got to hit me up for your $50. I told you. Nobody, come on. Easy money. I got $20 that you get this wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'll give it to the community. Okay.
No, we're not doing any more giveaways. You're going to have people expecting giveaways. We do one giveaway a week, and that's generous because
one a week.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to bet 100 points that you get this wrong. All right.
What is it?
This is the final question in Double Jeopardy with the category great moment in sports. But I think you get it.
What? I would hope I could get this.
No, I don't think you get this.
Okay, well, we'll find out.
All right, you ready? Yeah, okay, good. Just keep an eye on Ben's face as this question gets read.
Okay.
Let's see here.
It is so hot. My God, it's got to be 100.
Yeah, it's
nice. Looking.
Oh, I had my old man, but I don't have the cap, so it doesn't work without the cap.
Oh, will you read this question?
All right.
Worse than yesterday.
This boxer, nicknamed the Old Mongoose, set a record by winning the most bouts by knockout. No way you know this. No way.
The Old Mongoose.
Yeah, the Old Mongoose. Nobody
Jack
fought
Johnson.
like the Old Mongoose.
That would be my guess.
Who?
Jack Johnson. I have no idea. What's the answer?
Hold on. Archie Moore.
Archie Moore?
Let me tell you about Archie Moore. He used to swing a brick with his right hand like you never saw.
I'm going to have to Google this person. Never heard that name.
He fought Ali. He was a big dog back in the day.
Well, good for the Old Mongoose. He's dead, but okay. Good for him.
What do you think, man? You want to build a parlay?
Let's build a parlay. Jack Johnson's a boxer. Yeah, that was a fine guess.
Yeah, it was a great guess. Great guess.
Okay. Good for
Marciano also. Look at that. See, Leibowitz knows he was at those fights.
Well,
all right.
well. I'm interested to see. Because I know there's baseball tonight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll see what the parlay builder brings. Because again, we might have to be pretty selective.
It's Friday. No. Here's the deal. It's Friday.
You
There's
want to
no
hoop in the
NBA and
weekend?
there's no odd shop until Monday. So we have to put a play in there. All right, let's do this. Mike, let's go to DraftKings. Okay, you're on DraftKings. Beautiful. Let's get rid of everything. Ooh, I said Perdomo's a good one, right? Let's get rid of let's get rid of everything. Let's start from the bottom. We did that yesterday and that worked for us, right? All right, what do you say, Ben?
I say let's do it.
Okay. So the top play now again, let's be aware of Ben's parameters here, which is you don't like to go higher than 3 legs, right?
So 4 legs, I think, is fine. Once you get past that, it's very, very complicated with the ROIs. So I think it's more advantageous to stick the 2, 3, or even 4 leg parlays if you're going that route.
Okay. So let's look at this. I think we have an option here. My suggestion would be to roll with 2 of the top 5 that we have there from baseball. Okay. Like find a good, healthy combination. Chapman, Outman, Frazier, Santander, and then you can see right below Mike. Now, again, I told you Perdomo I like, although that's at plus 100. Reminder on
Still
DraftKings
good.
earlier. It's still good. It's still plus EV. Don't get me wrong, because we're beating the market. So I look, I like Perdomo, but I'm also going to have to give and take, right? So if we go plus 100, then that should be a heavier push for Chapman and or Frazier, right? So that's kind of how I see this. Outman, Santander can probably coexist. I wouldn't put Frazier and Chapman together unless we are looking at adding a 4th leg. So do you understand kind of my logic here?
I mean, that's all personal preference. I know you know this.
Absolutely.
Your ROIs are not changed by if you're laying like minus 140 and whatnot, because the break even is adjusted. But you're saying, just for what you want, and that's personal preference, and I think that's fine. To me, I mean, I just have it on my screen with Outman, Perdomo, and Chapman. You're getting over 5-1 on a 3 leg there that I think that's pretty good.
That's it. Like, if you don't want to add, wow, look at adding Murray over 5.5 assists.
But so what you can do too is like split it, do half and half, do a 3, and then do an add-on for, instead of betting say 1 unit on this 3 leg parlay, bet 0.75 and then do 0.25 with this 3 plus Murray, like a little add-on. That's how I do it, at least.
Yeah, again, I strongly suggest you bet these, since yesterday both hit for us. Oh, we got to hit these promos, don't we?
Sure, we
what
can
am I
check them
talking
out.
about?
Yeah, and I mean, over the weekend, I always get messages here. It's like, oh, community parlay on the weekend. My friends, you can get this 7 days a week. It's right there. The link is below for the trial. We're doing what you guys can do for yourself. Absolutely, any day of the week. So if you're looking for the parlays, you're looking for the EV, just sign it up and you have it this weekend. A great sports weekend, by the way. Good stuff.
It is.
MMA's back. College baseball.
By the way, our tool is fantastic at CLV getting that ahead of time for UFC MMA. I mean, it's just insane. Doesn't mean that every win is guaranteed or anything like that. This isn't like those Twitter bots that pop up anytime you try and post a link, what have you, like fixed games and shit. My point being is that you're getting really good CLV ahead of time. And a lot of times you'll see these fights out there like 6 days in advance or a week in advance or so. So if you are interested in betting UFC MMA and you don't have the free week for the OddsShopper premium tool, I'd sign up today. Check it out. You're going to get full advantages of just using it for anything, as Ben mentioned, with UFC back. So check it out by all means. That's all. All right. What do you have here?
So do we have promos?
Oh, I'm sorry. There we go.
I was like, wait, what? Oh, wow. All of these seem outrageously stupid.
Yeah, I'm looking now.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I get it. It's not your fault. Jeez, don't. Yeah, trust us.
Lindor to hit a home run, Mets to score 4+ runs, and the Mets win. Of course, of course. The Mets and the Yankees win, of
That's a
course.
tough one against Wheeler. Not to say that they can't do that, but just Wheels ain't easy.
Well, the Big Apple, whatever that thing is called, that could be okay.
You like that?
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna devig it and plug it in.
Mets and Yankees to win. That bumps up to plus 350.
That's a simple calculation. You got the Mets like minus 122-ish, and you got the Yankees at like plus 127. So you just go.
Oh
and
shit! What am I talking about? Yeah,
yeah,
thanks, Mark.
that's not bad. The Mets
Well,
Yankees
Bassett's
one,
got revenge in his eyes. You know, like blood in his eyes. He's gonna hit somebody in the head tonight.
yeah, the Big Apple Lion boost at 350 is fine. That break even's like 315-ish, give or take. So that's okay. That's fine. Man City to have 3+ shots on target in each half.
Here you go. This is right up your alley.
I mean, I don't even know what the odds aren't on the screen, but that's a tough one
No.
because FanDuel, there's not a lot of things to shop. That it's not like that. I know many books have like shots on goal like that for a team
Nope.
and a half. So if you don't have a consensus, there's nothing to check it against, and that makes it borderline impossible.
No, I'm with you on that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus 250. I don't know. Yeah, that's tough.
Probably just stay away from that.
The only one I like is the Yankees and Mets to win.
Yeah. Yep. I played the 18% today on DraftKings. Scotty Scheffler, top 10.
Yeah, well, he's starting to get it together.
Well, I mean, look, if there's one guy outside of John Rahm, of course, that you can say he's going to make a push on Sunday. I don't care if he makes the cut and is dead coming into Sunday. He's going to make a push. He seems.
I mean,
to
it's out
refuse
there.
to just
Xander today was like buried, and he made 7 birdies in 13 holes and got himself right back inside the line. That's for sure. So,
yeah, that U.S. Open number, 13-1.
That's tough. That is tough.
What is him winning
Just
the U.S. Open?
like those guys, even when they don't play quote unquote great, their numbers don't drift. Like Rahm and Scheffler, their future, the Open or the U.S. Open, their numbers are really, really static, and it's really difficult.
So, community parlays coming up. We want to give some people some time to vote here. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, by all means do so, please. All right, we only ask so little. Just seeing if we have anything to look back on. Home run props. We'll get the community parlay in a second here, but Soler was the same game parlay though, right? So Chapman actually popping for a home run. All right, so these are our top home run plays. Okay, you want home run plays? We'll give you home run plays right off the tool. Free week below, all that great stuff. Head into the weekend. UFC, baseball. Go read Ben's college baseball. There's the 18%. Soler. Is that JJ Redick holding a bat? Who is that? Jorge Soler. It's a home run, right? That's plus 400. That's our top play across the board. So Soler home run. Also, Matt Chapman, another home run prop. Play him tonight. Jorge Polanco. Brenton Doyle, Colorado, plus 630. That's a monster smash. Hit that tonight. Bryce, Big Daddy Bryce. We have him popping as a plus EV play. That's another home run tonight. Bryce Harper.
You got a lot of home run plays.
That's what I'm saying. Like so I'll give you 2 markets that you can use this tool for in baseball that you can use every day for. It doesn't mean that you're going to find 50 of them every day, but it's definitely something you can use because I use it for both. And that's home run props and that's YRFI plays. So 2 props, 2 markets that probably aren't good for you long-term for your health, but you know what? We found value for them. All right. That's all I'm going to say.
Hutch boy, my man. Always appreciate you. I had a great time hanging out with you and the fellas yesterday. We'll do it again soon, but very generous hitting us with the super chat. And we appreciate it. Eric Lynn. Any good prize pick values tonight? I will say a lot of the ones we talked about, the Outman, Bam, they're really great out in prize picks. But I also want to do a special announcement on that. You guys haven't heard. Some of you, I know, and I've heard this from people, say I love the concept of OddsShopper, but my state doesn't have legal books yet. We are offering a pick'em operator package, and it's prize picks and underdog and those sites, with their concepts of more or less. So if you are looking for that stuff, we have that exclusive pick'em package within OddsShopper. The same thing we do for the domestic books, we do it for the pick'em operators. So I wanted to give that its due because the devs did a great job with that. I tested it out the other day.
Yep. It's an awesome thing to have, man.
It's
Especially
sweet because
a lot of you think that you're out of this picture here because you can't take advantage, or that you can't shop on pick'em sites or pick'em apps. Like that's not the case either. We always tell you about this. Yeah, great stuff, Hutch boy. Thank you, brother. Thank you. What else you got here? You know what I'm looking at? The community parlay, my friend. Because yes, does the free week include the pick option?
Sure. So yeah, OddsShopper, the free trial gives you access to both. You're going to get all the books and all the pick'em operators. So that's it. But say long term, you say, you know what, I right now don't have any use for FanDuel because I don't have FanDuel in my state. You can just cut off and get only the pick'em operator. So it's two different things, but your free trial will have everything that we offer, all the tools that Eytan mentions and that I mentioned.
It's amazing.
Nothing is left out of that.
Amazing. Yep. So what do you say about the community parlay, my friend? We hit this yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Thanks to the community out there. Ben tried to derail us. Look at that. We were lying. We were right on
Fake
that
news.
plus 500. Plus 500. Like we were right there. You forced me into this. Yes, Mizzle, T-Shizzle. I tell you what, I'm up at God knows when. Anyway. So, yeah, absolutely. If you need help, I got you, my friend. All right?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One-on-one concierge service. And, yeah, don't be spewing nonsense about the community. I did my part last night. You did your part. The community did your part. We're a team. We got over 5-1, and we're going to do it again right now.
Yeah, no disparaging. I don't know why people took that as a negative. I was just saying, we like to keep that. How to join. Cash is king. Link is below. Please join on that. It's a very simple link. Again, at JazzRaz.
Michael throw it in chat for you.
Yep,
He's
Michael throw it.
covered.
That's a great call. Mike will definitely do that.
But yeah, we gotta. What are you thinking? Do you have something in mind for this? Because I know where I'm going.
And you know where I'm going.
What? No, I don't.
What has become my go-to now when I can't do an MB? I just hit one last night. You forced me. By the way, Minnesota covered that +5. Did you see that last night? Minnesota, you forced me into getting a number 2 points less than what I gave out on the Discord, and it's still covered.
Yeah, because again, you sacrificed some value, but there's still opportunities. You shopped that against Penny and it was fine. So more power to you.
Yeah, MC Zant with a strong point there. Nobody ever knows where I'm going. I cannot argue that. Okay, community has spoken, right?
Okay. And what did they have to say?
Look, it's the Yankees money line in a landslide. So what do you have? I'm short and sweet.
We gotta pick the book. What's the line? We gotta make sure we can get the Yankees at the right line.
What are we doing here?
So we're looking for the Yankees at +120, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on DraftKings.
Trying to prevent a cough and sneezing.
That's all right.
That's on DraftKings. Okay. So that's where we are on DraftKings?
Yep.
Shit. Okay, that's fine. Sky +10 tonight. WNBA. Discord got it at 10.5. That's all I'm saying. Discord got it at 10.5. Discord got three WNBA plays tonight. Oh. By the way,
All right,
the NRFI continues to be unsustainable. Just so you know.
Great.
28.
You're the Caleb Martin of this channel. That's what I'm gonna start calling you. That's what you are. Just shooting 80% from the field, taking hook shots.
Just don't let. Hopefully, like Harambe and Hyro and these guys aren't on this show there, because I got my ass fucking kicked last night on solo plays in the NBA. Holy shit, that was bad. Okay, so I'm going DraftKings. I gave it to you. Chicago Sky +10. They probably win this game outright. I know the Liberty are no joke, but it's still way too early. This is just not a fair representation of Chicago at home. Trust me, that's a big line. They can come in and sneak in there at the end as well. So I'll take the 10.
All right. You've been all over it. And I have not. Hutch boy, yeah. Believe me, I'm rooting for that same thing. Tulane to get some runs on the board, but LSU threw their ace. I do not know why. That makes no sense, because it's double elimination, and now they don't have them available, and Tulane is the worst team in the tournament by 4. They could have beat them with meat pitching. That's a tangent. Now, where am I going for the community parlay? I also gave this out. Give me TCU minus a 1.5 tonight at +110. So we're pumping. You'll be proud, because this is going to be over 6-1 now. TCU minus 1.5 at +110. I really just like this team. I bet them a lot during the Big 12 tournament. Their bats are they're scoring a ton of runs. They had a great end to the season. They're playing as an Arizona team. A, I don't like the Pac-12. B, Arizona really doesn't have a true ace. And C, the game is down in Fayetteville. Not that that's where TCU is, but it's a hell of a lot closer. I feel good about this. I think that TCU is going to show up tonight. I think they're a dark horse to win that region. Give me them at plus money to not just get the job done, to win by 2+ runs. I think they can do that tonight. Really, really good offense. They'll show it.
No argument there. I don't even know what I would say to argue that. So fantastic. Over 1.5 first period goals at -110. If you can still get that. Okay. That's for the first period Saturday. All right. Okay. That's all I got. At -110, if you can still get that. All right. That's all I got, Ben. Reminder, hit that link below. I know.
7.
Oh, come on. Look at this beautiful thing. Ben has been forced into now giving plus money plays after the shaming of -150s. I love it. Peer pressure works.
I know. This is what happens when you it all feels the same. These are exponentially harder to cash, but we're going to give it a run. You got questions at Shander Show, at JazzRazDFS. We're on Twitter. We're hanging out. We're doing a lot of things there. One of the many ways you can be part of the OddsShopper family. But what do you say? You want to kick off the weekend here?
Let's do it, my friend. We appreciate all of you. Thumbs up, subscribe. Ben told you the big stuff, what to do. That's all. We are all going to have content. You can find us on the Discord. You want to sweat some golf? That's where Ben is too. Well, that's all I got.